Welcome back to the JT&P UnCut show and back to the JT&P UnCut YouTube channel. We are back with another episode of the most lit debate show on YouTube or sports media. No cap. And now we coming. Got the GOATs in the building. Got Timmy Turner wishing for a burner, aka Mr. Tim from Tim Post Talk. And we got Jeris from the corner. In the right-hand corner. Corner. We're going to get right into it. We're going to waste no more time. It's like they ready to go. They had no useless banter today. They just ready to go.
Oh, yeah. It's
ETG trained to go. So let's going to get right into it. So let's start with a kind of a controversial thing that happened it was over the weekend or over the past week. Keith DeLeeb and his brother got into a fight, which led to an unfortunate shooting. And it led to Keith DeLeeb leaving Thursday Night Football because of it. What are your thoughts on the situation? Do you guys know any nuances or whatever is going on behind the scenes that we don't know that you might not know on the surface? And
yeah, I don't know a whole lot about all the fine details, but that's so bad on so many levels. Like it's horrible to get into a fight. It's a 9-year-old football game. And you guys, as parents, are fighting on the sideline. I mean, I know that parents get crazy during these things. I've seen it growing up through sports. I'm sure you guys have as well. Like, I remember one of our refs made a bad call. We were probably like 7, 8 years old. And one of the refs made a quote-unquote bad call. I don't remember if it was actually bad or not. But it hurt her son's team. And the woman literally wanted to fight the woman ref. Like, wanted to go outside and fight these two moms of the league. And you're like, this is a 8, 9. There's no money on this. There's nothing like serious about this other than your kid's feelings getting hurt. But and then on top of that, to shoot somebody is absolutely insane. And we won't spend too much time on this, but I just thought it had to be said, I guess, because I just can't get my mind there to ever shoot somebody over a football game, let alone a 9-year-old's football game. That's insane.
Jeris, real quick thoughts, bro.
Why is a gun at the game to begin with? What do you need a gun for? You make millions of dollars. What do you need a gun for? That's my thoughts.
I completely agree. I think it's goofy. I think it's stupid. I cover a lot of these kind of stories on my second channel, the Life of Tone channel, same as Plug. And I just think that when something like this happens, there's a bunch of foolishness. Like Jared said, why you need a gun here, bro? Like, it's just dumb. And why y'all fighting over a 9-year-old football game, bro? Like, that's just goofy. It's stupid. It's absolutely insanity. And it's just ignorant. It's literally ignorant. It's not smart. Yeah. And it's just disappointing to see grown men make really, really ignorant decisions. So, prayers go out to that family who was affected by the shooting, by the way. Much condolences to their family.
Hey, Protech, do you mind turning your mic, I think, a little bit down? I don't know. It's like we're getting like in the back.
Sure. That's fine.
Just want to make sure.
That man Roger came in this joint already talking trash. The man said, in here, let's talk about getting rid of some of these dumb ASS coaches. Number one is C. Harris, the secondary sucks.
We'll definitely talk about that later.
What's crazy is, you know what? I don't even. It's not this. This is not. I mean, I already got a video coming out on that.
Ooh, okay. So, yeah, well, later in the show, we got a lot of the Washington topics. So yeah, we'll get all.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second for sure. But so let's just go ahead and get to the next thing. Tom Brady take 11 days off for personal matters or personal reasons, while other people cannot do so. Is it quarterback privilege in you guys' opinions? And what are your thoughts on Brady going MIA, going deuces for 11 days?
It's definitely. Oh, go ahead. That's fine. Oh, sorry. Shouldn't hit that.
I mean, I don't see what's the matter with it. If you want to leave, let him leave. You already know it's the system. What more else do you need to know? I don't see a problem with it. He's a quarterback. He earned it. Been here 20 plus years. 6 Super Bowls. He's earned it. No big deal.
Yeah. definitely it's not going to hurt the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that's for sure. But I just liked the theories of why he missed the 11 days. And one of the best ones was apparently there's like a masked singer show on Fox, and he had signed a deal with Fox at one point, I think, to be a commentator when he retired, and then came out of the retirement. And everybody's like, no, we actually signed a deal with Fox to be on the Masked Singer. And the reason they don't know when he's coming back is because they don't know when he's going to be eliminated from the show. And I guess he already got eliminated within the first 2 weeks because he's already back after 11 days. No, I just thought that one was funny. But overall, yeah, he's been in the league forever. We saw Brett Favre do this later in his career as well, miss all of training camp and like basically come in at the last minute and come in and play football and play well. So go to NFC championships and everything. So Tom Brady will be fine. He's got so many weapons in Tampa. But it is funny to see the Twitter sphere work on all the theories.
Facts. So you gotta talk about Mr. Michael Parsons and his Twitter fingers. Twitter fingers going off.
Uh-oh.
And he brought up the whole Kayvon Thibodeau situation with Thaddeus Moss and the cut block and his thoughts on it. And also now we found that Kayvon Thibodeau is going to miss 3 or 4 weeks with the injury. So we're going to start with the injury itself and the play all in one kind of go. We'll go ahead and go with Tim first on that one.
So basically Micah's take was that cut blocking should be removed. And in that scenario, I 100% agree. I 100% agree that because that's how Logan got hurt too. A tight end coming, or wasn't it a tight end coming across the line of scrimmage? No, this one was actually because Logan's on offense. It was a defensive end coming across and just diving at his legs when they're going different directions. The standard cut block of basically an offensive line cutting a defensive lineman down when they're on the line of scrimmage, heads up, running in the same direction. I don't have a problem with that one because if you don't, you're basically putting the lineman in an impossible situation because if they start in the wrong gap and you're playing a zone read or a zone run, it's impossible to catch up unless you're diving at his leg. So I don't hate that one. But when you're coming across the line and hitting a guy in a different direction, I don't care if it's in the box or not. I think that needs to be removed, and hopefully Kayvon Thibodeau will be back with a speedy recovery because I loved Kayvon Thibodeau coming out. I remember seeing him play at Oregon before I knew he was the number 1 pick. I was watching Devon Highland tape, and I just see this guy, number 5, screaming off my screen. I was like, oh, I want him. And I look him up. Oh, he's projected number 1 pick. He ended up going, pick 5 or 6 or something, or 7, somewhere in that range.
It was
I think
pick
5.
7.
I think it was pick 5 because then Iguana went, then Neal, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he was a top 5 pick in this draft.
He was a 5th pick in the draft.
Absolute stud out of Oregon, and it's sad to see that. But yeah, that needs to be eliminated from football.
I completely agree. Jeris?
I agree. First off, I just watched the play. Why? Go over there and handle him. If you can't, so be it. And the way Kayvon Thibodeau went at him, he went at him like this. Like, he didn't even get, like, the lateral, and this dude went just straight for his knee. Like, no. Nah, he gets a fine for me, and he gets cut. Like, no. That's stupid. What are you cut blocking for? To me, if you can't daggone man up another man face to face, you don't need to be blocking him again with. You got a cut block. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yep. That Moss is a
terrible
goofy.
one. It's a terrible
That
one.
Moss is a goofy, the definition of it. Put in the dictionary. Next topic on hand. We're going to take an overview of week 2 of the preseason. Some stars that you guys like from last week. We'll start with Jeris.
You said overview of the what?
Preseason week 2.
The game.
What were some guys that you liked in week 2? Just some shining stars. Diamond.
I like Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett, like I said, he's not going to be great. He's not going to be trash. He's just going to be good. And that's just what he is. He's just good. That's it. Like, so I say Kenny Pickett was one. That's probably it from what I've seen.
I wrote down a few guys that we can go over. So I also had Kenny Pickett written down, but I have 3 other offensive players, 3 other defensive player, and 1 special teamer. And we'll start with the special teamer. Go ahead.
Obviously, the guy from Dallas.
Yeah, the Cavante, Turpin. 2 return touchdowns in a single game, looking like what's his name? Dante Hall from the Chiefs back in the day. Yeah, talk about a human joystick going all over the field using the spin moves and everything. He looked tremendous. A kick return touchdown and a punt return touchdown. Great plays by him. 2 receivers and 1 tight end I like right now. And one was from 2 years ago. I'll start with him. Mike Strawn from the Colts. He was an 7th round pick, I believe, but he's a 6'5" athletic freak. He just came off the PUP list and immediately comes out with 3 catches, 45 yards, and a touchdown in the game versus the Lions. So, hey, if you have a keeper league where you can have that taxi squad and you don't have him on there and he's available, I would definitely go after him. Another guy I liked, and I liked coming out of this draft from Boise State, was Khalil Shakir.
Oh shoot! I got 2 more guys again.
Yeah, okay. After I give my last 2 offensive players, and then you can go and I'll switch over to the defense after. But Khalil Shakir right now, in week 1 had 5 catches, 92 yards. In week 2 had 3 catches for 59 yards. So that's 8 catches for 151 yards so far in preseason. Gotta respect him, and he's on the Buffalo Bills. If he could become another option, they already have Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs, and if he could become that 3rd option there, that is huge and could be actually fantasy relevant potentially. And another guy that's going to be tough to be fantasy relevant because of who he's behind, and that's Isaiah Likely, the tight end for the Ravens right now. Oh my goodness. 8 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown last game. Before that, he had 4 catches for 44 yards. My dad was the one that called him out on Skins in the Game before. He was like, I want Isaiah Likely as the tight end, and he's looking like an absolute stud right now for the Ravens. Yeah, Roger agrees, or apparently he said it before I did, but I wrote him down as well. So, but go ahead. You had a couple more guys?
Sam the Goat Ellinger. He should be starting over Matt Ryan. Sorry, not sorry. Sam Ellinger's that dude. The moment he goes, I'm not going to hope somebody's injured, but I hope a scenario happens where Matt Ryan and Nick Foles do not find themselves in a lineup where they have to force Sam Ellinger in the game. And they're going to see, and he's going to rise and show that he should be the quarterback of that team. Now, I'm going to tell you this. The 49ers have a similar situation to what we had in Washington. Okay. To me, Trey Lance is RG3 in this situation. Brock Purdy is Kirk Cousins. In the event Trey Lance goes down, let's say for 5 weeks, Brock Purdy plays well, Trey Lance don't need to get back in the game. That's how I feel, honestly.
He's gonna take Trey Lance's job.
Brock Purdy, to me, had that Kirk Cousins factor. He's a starting quarterback in this league to me. Don't got to be great. Don't got to be all that. I like Brock Purdy. If Trey Lance goes down, the 49ers are in good hands with Brock Purdy.
So you're saying this is the Kyle Shanahan RG3 Kirk Cousins 2.0, Trey Lance RG3, Brock Purdy Kirk Cousins, and Brock Purdy's going to take Trey Lance's job.
It's going to happen if Trey Lance goes down.
Interesting.
Oh my god! I think I love me some Trey Lance.
I love him too, but Brock Purdy is just good.
I don't think Trey Lance is going to have the same injury problems. He's actually
neither. But I'm saying
he's got great size.
All it takes is one, and then Brock goes crazy. Then it's over.
All right, so I got 3 other defensive players here, and one was the obvious one. The number 1 pick is looking great with a sack in the Hall of Fame game and then another tackle for loss. He's looking strong, and we're going to have to face him in week 1. Trayvon Walker, yeah. 2 other guys, though. Nakobe Dean is looking strong for the Eagles right now. Had a couple of nice tackles, including one stuff in the run game against Breece Hall, the second running back, or number 1 running back off the board to the Jets. So That's a guy I really wanted, unfortunately. And then another guy that just played us, and he's looking good, is George Karlaftis. All right, he had a sack, and it was a beautiful sack with a spin move, beating 2 guys to Carson Wentz, and he's looking really, really good right now. I think he was a first-round pick as well to the Chiefs. He was projected top 10 for a long time, ended up falling into the 20s. Chiefs may have gotten an absolute steal of the first round. So those are my main guys I was looking at as far as takeaways from the Shining Stars for the
So
preseason.
those are the guys that shine bright like a diamond.
Did you have anybody, Protech?
No.
Did you
So
have
those
anybody?
are the guys that was shining bright. They were shining bright like a diamond.
No, I was asking if you had anybody. Like, did you
Oh,
have anybody else? Or
there's a guy in our game actually. Shaka Tony flashed last week, a sack and a half. A TFL, of course, with just a sack and a half. He's the only guy that has some bend on our team last week. Actually know how to get to the darn quarterback instead of being almost there. Montez Sweat. Yeah. So Shaka Tony was a shining star to me, and I agree the rest of you guys shining stars. Brock Purdy, Trayvon Walker, and guys of that nature were definitely also shining stars for me as well. So I agree with that. George Karlaftis, yeah, he's pretty darn good. I actually like him a lot too. So I completely agree with those.
all right, yeah, we'll talk.
What was
about
your
Shaka
favorite
later.
game of the week, fellas? And whoever wants to go first, it's fine with me.
Tim, want to go first?
Yeah, you're good. So I had 2 games that were interesting. One was kind of more of a meme. I think it's hilarious that Buffalo just absolutely dismantled. And Case Keenum, of all people, went 16 for 18, just destroying the Denver defense. I'm sure Denver didn't play like any starters, which is fine. But I thought it's always funny to see 42 points in a preseason game. That is unbelievable. Another interesting one, and this one's for Roger. And I was watching this game. And Houston was running a little RSO, baby. Roger Smith offense, power O. Again, it was against the Rams backups. But they were looking strong doing it. And Davis Mills could thrive in that type of an offense throughout the regular season. Not that I think that Houston's going to go very far. But they could all of a sudden squeak out like 5 or 6 games, which I think is more than most people are predicting right now for a team like Houston. And upset some people. If they control the line of scrimmage and hit play action. And Davis Mills is a smart, high IQ QB with great size, also some decent, reasonable speed. It's no shiftiness, but just top in speed. That Houston game is actually kind of an interesting one to me if that's how they're going to play it. And they could upset some teams in a big way. Play a little spoiler, potentially.
Interesting. Any games that caught your eye, Jeris, this week?
No.
Damn, that just sucks. All right.
I had one more then.
Sure. This one I want to hear, Phil.
The Philadelphia Eagles, man. I'm mad about this one. I bet on the Browns. Dude, it was a missed field goal, okay? And they lose by 1. Missed field goal. They allow a 50-yard bomb to some track athlete that doesn't even know how to play football. And they also had Josh Rosen is just hot garbage. I hate Josh Rosen. I'm like, dude, he's a first-round pick. He should be able to slice and dice in the 4th quarter of a preseason game. Oh, my God, he's pathetic. And so that was a really frustrating game to watch, considering I had money on that game. Like, the Browns are a really good preseason team. Kevin Stefanski is undefeated in the preseason, and he wanted to win. He was using his timeouts in a smart way. He was doing his darndest to win that football game, and it was just a bunch of little things. I think there was one other thing that irritated the crap. Oh, they dropped a pick 6 right before halftime. The dude undercuts it. It's a beautiful undercut pass. And he should have just been off to the races, and instead just lets it go right through his hands, looking like a DB. Ugh, I hated. Oh, that game was so frustrating to watch, especially since I bet on it. But Atlanta's got to win me my money back tonight.
Yeah, Ritter, get it done. Get it done for Tim.
No. I'm saying Ritter needs to lose. I'm betting on the Jets.
Oh crap! Never mind. That's tough, then. Sorry.
You bet against the wrong guy.
Mike White light him up.
Yeah, Mike White's about to slice and dice.
You don't bet against Ritter. That's one thing you just don't do.
All right, we'll see.
You did it last game.
Yep, we'll
White,
see.
do it to him, Mike White.
We'll see.
Generic name. 55 overall, no badges. So I was like,
I got the Jets winning
No
tonight. I
specific
think
animation.
Atlanta just got lucky last week. He threw an interception that should have ended the game. It got dropped. It was
So
lucky.
you lost. So I was right about one of my lock-ins. I said the Ravens locked in. They won. And
Yeah,
what was my other lock?
Your other lock was Atlanta.
Okay.
My two locks were the Raiders and the Jets.
So what's my record right now?
You're 3-0. I'm also 3-0. And Tone, I think you're 0-3.
It's the preseason. I don't care.
You bet on Seattle and Minnesota, and you got both of them wrong.
That sucks.
Oh, that's funny. But I got the Jets, so one of us will not be undefeated anymore after tonight, and you know it's going to be me because Jeris is just looking through those rose-colored glasses.
Like, Ritter, do it to him, Ritter. Our generic name, main man Mike White, gonna do his Thug These.
Oh yes,
the generic name,
Mike White for president.
Mike White for president, man. 55 overall, no badges, no specific animations. You're gonna just do y'all dirty. Let's stop the Mike White love for real.
That is hilarious.
So the Ravens have won 23 straight preseason games. Yeah, it's a long streak. Does Washington have a chance to break this preseason streak or no?
Yeah.
Well, Jersey.
Because of one man. And he's the quarterback, and he's going to be wearing number 14. They get ended by one Sam the GOAT. How it happens, he ends it. That's my bold prediction.
We have no shot at winning next week. Tyler Huntley is about to drop. He dropped, I think, like 400 yards of total offense last year against us. He's going for 500 total yards of offense. This secondary is playing like absolute dog water. It's horrible right now. We'll get into it later, but the defense is just disastrous, and Isaiah likely is about to drop a bunch on us with Mr. Huntley. And they're going to play hardball, like RSO offense, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Sam Howell.
I think we got a shot. Sam Howell.
Sam Howell.
Because I'll give it Jeris because of Sam Howell.
Yeah, that pick looked great last week. It was.
That was a miscommunication.
Oh my gosh.
That was a miscommunication. How you look up until that point? Phenomenal.
Came on the earth a little bit last week, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yep.
So now we are at the point where we're going to ask you guys questions. We're going to take a quick break from the debates, and we're going to go ahead and ask you guys questions. I did ask you guys in the comment section to ask any questions you may have, so we can answer them. I didn't see too many, but we got a couple of good ones. So let's go ahead and answer those. Well, we have one statement and two questions.
Okay.
So this is one statement from Michael Starkley here. What's got me tripping is a lack of speed in our secondary. No wonder why JDR has been playing them back that far so often. Are we really lacking in the speed department in the secondary? Or this is just capped in the comment section.
Honestly, I mean, it's not completely capped. The only one that has real speed is Will Jack. I think he's the only one that ran like sub 4.4. Outside of that, Kendall's older and not very fast.
Need more crack.
Cameron Curl was not the fastest. Bobby McCain's not the fastest. Benjamin St. Juste is not the fastest. Benjamin St. Juste is quick, but he's not the fastest. I don't know if that's necessarily like our problem per se, but the point stands. It's definitely a lack of speed in the secondary. I just don't know if I would. I wouldn't throw all of our problems just on that. We still need to play up. I don't care about we have to put a safety help over top if we have to, but. Good night. We can't be giving up these 7-yard routes over and over and over again.
Man, agreed.
All right, next one.
I'm gonna call the Washington secondary free slant because it's free slant, free slant, hey, free slant, free slant. Hey.
Right.
That's what the FA stands for, right? We have an FS, a free slant.
Free slant, man. Free slant.
Always open. We
need Drake for the remix. Let's get to the next comment. What's Baltimore's quarterback backup name? Might be a star somewhere. That his name is Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, Tyler Huntley.
So that's a
he's looked really good at the preseason, but it is preseason. Actually, I think he looked reasonably good when Lamar went down, didn't he? Or am I mistaken?
All right. Yeah, one really good game.
Yeah, last year really when Lamar went down. Maybe they should just let go of Lamar and just start Huntley.
Stop. We're not going to talk about that. Why did Logan Paul just say that Shaka Tony's put on IR? Was he mistaken? Do I miss something?
Yeah, I looked into that when I saw that question earlier. It seems like maybe he meant Boonmi Rotimi, because Boonmi Rotimi got put on IR today, not Shaka Tony. So I think Logan Paulson may have just misspoke because it's another defensive lineman in the conversation.
Yeah. So
the Hawk TV wants an autograph from Jeris. That's funny.
Yeah. You want an autograph, Jeris? You gotta give it to him, bro. You gotta come to the game, bro. Give him an autograph, bro. Take the drive up 95 and give him an autograph. So we got some good news today in Washington Commanders community. Mr. Logan Thomas is back from the PUP list, and he did some individual drills today. Looked okay. How big is this for the Commanders? I will start with Jeris because I heard it from him a little bit.
Huge, because Carson is going to target the living crap out of him. Huge. He might go for over 80. He might go for over 8 because I believe that's how much he's going to target him. Now I'm hoping that he doesn't because I want Cole to be the tight end number 1. I don't want Logan to be tight end number 1. I want Cole because Cole to me is just better than him. Perfect. I don't know if he's playing week 1. We'll see. He's finally out there. But having Logan back, that means red zone target. That means the offense is opened up even more. That means that's another threat that defenses have to worry about, whether that be man coverage or in zone, whatever the case may be. Logan, that means we can score at will. That means we're going to be able to stay on the field. And that helps out when we get down to the red zone so we can punch the football in. Great that Logan's back. And it also helps out in blocking too as well. So fantastic. That's what we need. And he's the greatest security blanket for Wentz.
Jeris is 100% correct on the fact that Carson Wentz absolutely loves his tight ends, and we've seen that over and over and over again. I feel like they told him last preseason game, you need to get it to your receivers somewhat, because he finally did started targeting Curtis Samuel, Terry I think had a catch, Jahan had a couple of catches, so I think he made it a point to try to get it. I'll swear, not to mention we had no tight ends. Armani Rogers played fine, but literally it was him and Eli Wolf, and that's all we had at the tight end position for the entire game. Which also goes to show, which is why it's so massive that Logan's back, because the rest of our tight ends aren't healthy, right? And it's getting scary out there, and I'm glad to see that he's finally making the next step. Could he have come back earlier? That's an interesting part of it, too. Maybe they were holding on to him a little bit longer. The fact that he's already off the PUP list now is an actual tremendous sign for me. I don't know why they would have brought him off now if there was any lingering problems. I think they will keep him slow. I don't think he's going to play in this preseason game by any means, and he may take a couple of veteran days off. But I think that this means he is 100% ready to go for week 1, because otherwise, why in the world would you make this move now? It doesn't make much sense to do it, and I'm excited about it. It's great because Logan, a high IQ football player, and they talked about him. He was leading the league in the last 2 seasons before he got hurt in red zone yards. So he's been used like crazy in the red zone, and that's something after he left we lacked, was being able to score in the red zone. So him, now Cole Turner, combine those two in the red zone, extremely dangerous combination. So love to hear it.
I definitely agree with you two sentiments.
Shout out Juan. You still ain't had me on yet, by the way, since you went here.
What it do, Juan? What's up, bro?
You told me you was going to ask Protech for my number. You still ain't do it yet, Juan. Don't think I forgot.
But yeah, what's good, gang? What's up, gang, in the comment section? But Yeah, I completely agree with both of you guys' sentiments here. I do think Logan Thomas is a huge return for the Washington Commanders. I'm glad they're taking it slow with him. According to him during his press conference, he did say that, "Hey, I'm actually back a week early, which is great." They won't wait to the last preseason game to reactivate him, but they decided to activate him now, which is good. We don't know if he'll be back week 1, but if he is, that'd be great. I want him to take their time. Hey, look, bro, you got to take a couple extra weeks, chill, whatever. But I'm glad he's back and doing individual drills and slowly getting back into football form. He's already in football shape, as we can see. He looked explosive during the drills he was in today as well. So it's good to see. And it'll be huge for Wentz, I think, as well. Huge security blanket and a huge red zone threat. And you can sprinkle a little Cam Sims in there too in the red zone, by the way. I wanted to bring that up very briefly as well. But yeah, huge that Logan's back. I'm happy to hear it. Let's get to preseason week 2 for the Commanders, specifically the dress rehearsal. You know, right before the graduation, we walk across stage. You got a rehearsal. Before a wedding, you got the rehearsal. And before NFL season, this is your rehearsal. The second preseason game where they played the most snaps. You play about a half. And we had a couple issues last week as a team overall. We'll talk about those issues in a second. But what are you guys' thoughts on the dress rehearsal? And I will start with Timmy Turner wishing for a burner.
So, overall thoughts? I thought the offense looked solid. I was pleased with the offense. I just want to see a little bit better ball placement and some, especially back shoulder opportunities. I think Carson Wentz had back shoulder opportunities that he continues to try to go over the top and putting him inside, and it's allowing DBs to get hands in there and making it really tough on the receivers on those situations. But overall, B-Rob looked phenomenal. I saw somebody asked about, is he the number 1 on the depth chart yet? Not yet. He's not on Washington Commanders or ESPN's number 1 on the depth chart, but he did get the start in the game, and again, he looked really good. And I predicted it last week, unfortunately, that Antonio Gibson ended up with single-digit yards. I think he only had like 1 or 2 yards on the day. Meanwhile, B-Rob, I think, had 30-some-odd yards again. So B-Rob should be number 1 in on this team. He's the better in between the tackle runner, and that's what we need on a first and second down basis. But I love getting Antonio Gibson the ball any way we can, because the guy's an extreme athlete and can be extremely dangerous in an open field. But as far as the defense is a massive problem. And there's one in particular that I will get into when you ask this question. But the run defense was really good. Let me give him some props first. The run defense was tremendous, but the pass defense has a lot to be desired. Jack Del Rio's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 yards off the line of scrimmage consistently throughout when you're going against a guy like Mahomes. Like, yeah, he could bust you over the top. I understand that, but you're just making it too easy on him to give just quick pitch and catches, getting him in a rhythm, and that was extremely frustrating to watch. There was a bad penalty on Will Jack that should have got him off the field on the first drive, but pretty much that was the only third down they played well on, and that was frustrating to watch. So overall, there is things to be concerned about, but it is preseason. We'll see where this goes.
Okay, time for some real.
Mm-hmm.
Time for some real. The defense was trash. Okay, let's get that out the way. The offense, to me, shout out to Scott Turner. His play calling has been exceptional, though it was very vanilla. Exceptional. He hasn't made one bad play call that I did not like. Okay, Scott Turner, good, keep the good work. I don't care about RB1 at this point. Whoever plays, that's who play. Okay, I don't care.
That's his way of saying, by the way, that B-Rob should be number 1, because he can't bring himself to say it, but that's his way of saying it.
No, he shouldn't be number 1, but I'm not about to get into that debate. He shouldn't be.
Now he has to step up and say
it. He shouldn't be number 1. The offense is just going to be phenomenal. Like, I am so excited about this offense because I don't think nobody going to be able to stop us. Long as Scott Turner continue to call the play calls that he's going to call, The offense is going to go guns blazing. The defense is going to be horrible. It looked horrible. The players that we drafted that y'all hyped up in training camp looks horrible against third teamers. Percy Butler to be exact. Derek Forrest to be exact. Our linebackers are trash, and then the corners are horrible. Danny Johnson is awful. Like, we just don't have no depth. So there it is from preseason game 2.
All right, so I'm gonna go there and give you my super quick thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't disagree with anything Jeris said there. I do think might be some slight hyperbole, but I don't disagree with anything. I do think we draft a bunch of clones. I think both Derek Forrest and Percy Butler are basically the same player.
Exactly.
Just one is slightly faster than the other. So I do feel where he's in on that one. Both of them are really good Buffalo nickel candidates. Just go silent and call us back.
I keep saying he's not a free safety. He's not. When you see him come downhill on that quarterback, that is what he's good at. He needs to be closer to the line of scrimmage. He's not good out in coverage at all. He needs to be close to the line of scrimmage. He likes to hit. He's basically a more athletic DeShazier Everett. That's what he is.
Ooh.
Brady, put him down in the box. He's not a friggin'. He's not a safety. He's not.
But
He
yeah,
ain't a linebacker either.
can they just call somebody? I'm tired of it. But let's just go ahead and got the overall thoughts out the way.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta talk about one of our coordinators. We're not talking Scott Turner today. This is the first time we're not digging in Scott Turner's behind in a while. Scott Turner's not called a bad vanilla preseason. Unlike our defensive coordinator in Jack Del Rio, he wasn't calling good games last year. As you guys saw, we did finish 22nd in scoring and 25th in yardage. And we did start off in the 30s in both categories in the first 7 weeks, which were absolutely garbage and trash and awful. If it ain't turned up during a little 4-game winning streak to kind of pad the stats a little bit, if it was trash again, if it now we're back to being trash and more trash. So, is it a make or break year for Jack Del Rio, or should he go right now? She like, hey, pack your bags, hit the Sam Mills treatment, kick the dope. You got to go. And we're going to start with the corner.
Bye. Now. I told Tim this the year we had a top 2 defense. He didn't believe me. That very next year, he got on a train. I'm good. He does not know what he's doing. He needs to go. There needs to be a change. They waited long for Sam Mills. Now you want to fire? No, okay. Fire Jack too. Okay, it's the avenue. Don't wait. To me, they don't want to play for him. Personally, they don't like him. The way I feel about it, I don't think they like him. Okay, I really don't. I don't think he likes the position they put him in. I fire him. Okay, if you want to say, I got a video on that too for the coaching candidate, so I can't give out any candidates. So got a video for that. I don't care what you got to do. Okay, figure it out. Whoever the assistant coach is, make them that until further notice, till you figure out who you want as DC.
Coordinator.
Let him go now.
Oh my gosh, Tim, your thoughts, my brother?
My main gripe that needs to go is this corners playing forever back, and they're trying to, I guess, play the bend don't break style. We are doing tremendous against the run in this preseason so far. I just have a huge problem with the linebackers. But a lot of I know we're giving a lot of crap to the secondary because they deserved it in a lot of ways, but there was times where Mahomes just Mahomed them. I mean, it's unbelievable what he's capable of doing, but he's buying time in the pocket. And it kind of was a similar thing where last year it's like our defensive line, when they got pressure, the DBs aren't covering anybody, but when the DBs did cover people, the defensive line wasn't getting pressure, and it would be extremely frustrating because they would buy extra time. Like the touchdown pass to Forson on Cameron Curl is a broken play on by Pat Mahomes. The one where he went sideways and threw it sidearm between Montez Sweat and a linebacker, I think, was unbelievable. There was one against Bobby McCain where Bobby McCain, we actually had good man-to-man coverage across the board, but then it just came late and Pat Mahomes threw it over the top and kind of like Hail Married it, and like only he and maybe Aaron Rodgers could make that kind of a throw, or maybe Josh Allen or something, like somebody with super strong arms. There was times where I thought it was okay. There's just a huge weakness that I'm going to, when you ask the question, but overall, I would say it's preseason. I didn't like what I saw last year. If he continues to put us so far off the ball, that's a problem, but hopefully they can adjust and we'll see. But I will say right now, no, Jack Del Rio. I'm not gonna call for his head yet.
I'm so close to say give him the can and give him the pink slip. I'm this close. They do so close. Get him the pink slip. I'm tired of Jack Del Rio, honestly speaking. And I forgot who said this. Someone said this, and they Kevin Sheehan interviewed Jay Gruden. And he brought up Jack Del Rio. And all Jay said on quote is, I'm not scared of Jack. Chuckle. And then says, he don't dial nothing up.
He has been setting some blitzes this preseason.
And I know who said that now. I remember who said it. It was Jalen Morgan. Shout out to Jalen Morgan and the Bleeding B&G podcast. Shout out to my guy, Jalen. He did say that in his recap of the game when he brought the Kevin Sheehan interview with Jay Gruden, and Jay Gruden brought that out back in 2018 after we played the Oakland Raiders at the time.
I take no stock into that, though, because Jay Gruden said he wasn't scared of Wade Phillips.
Facts. Also, I mean, facts.
Jay Gruden just ain't scared. Like, who is he scared of? Like, Jay Gruden thinks he is the best play caller of all time. You know, like, he thinks he's so great. He made Andy Dalton look like a Pro Bowler. He made Kirk Cousins look tremendous. And, like, he thinks he's just awesome. So I take that with a small grain of salt because I think Jay Gruden has a lot of confidence, personally.
Jay Gruden's a little cocky. I can't disagree, but I give it some merit because out the defense of Washington with Jack.
He needs to go. Okay, he needs to go.
I'm almost where Jeris is. I'm pretty darn close. So yeah, I feel that way too to a certain extent.
They're going to get frustrated. They're going to turn on each other. That's what's going to happen. They're going to turn on each other, and the only way to salvage it is to get him out of office. Then they'll start playing. But until then, I'm already having my mind. We're bottom 5 defense. Like I don't even care about the defense at this point. I already know we're gonna get destroyed. It's just luckily we're gonna have such a potent offense that it won't matter. So it is what it is.
You heard it here first. So talk about Jack Del Rio and how we feel about him. Who is the?
There is still one guy, still one hope. Still one hope. Right now, we don't know when he's going to be back.
Chase Young.
Chase. Big dog Chase. So, who is the weakest link on the Washington Commanders defense? And we're going to start with Timmy Turner. He be wishing for a burn.
That's really a question.
There's one huge weakness so far in the starting defense. There's one huge weakness. I went back and watched the tape, and it was glaring. All right, I went and watched the all 22s. It is Cole Holcomb, and it's not close. Cole Holcomb in coverage is abysmal in coverage. He does not know how to play zone defense. He does not understand it. He does not know that, wait, I'm not supposed to be just guarding this piece of grass. I need to go guard a player. He left Travis Kelce wide open. He let I think he left Travis Kelce open twice in his zone, and that was the only player in his zone. What are you doing? You can't do that. And Cole Holcomb consistently out of position. I am he was one of the I think the biggest weakness as far as the starting defense was concerned, and we need to do something. And I like Cole. I know he had a ton of tackles last year, and it seemed like he's okay in the run game. But Oh my goodness, I have huge problems with him in coverage. It's so bad. He does not understand how to play zone. He is the reason the zone stinks. It was him and John Bostic. We threw it all on John Bostic last year until he got hurt because John Bostic also deserved it. But I think he learned from John. John coached him up, and that's a problem with Ron Rivera forever putting John Bostic as the starting middle linebacker here. But oh my goodness, it's so frustrating. And yeah, he is our biggest weakness. Jamin actually looks pretty solid. I'm appreciative of Jamin Davis, but Cole Holcomb is a problem.
So Tim is saying Cole Holcomb is trash in coverage. Trash, throw him away, throw him away. So Jeris, who is your weakest link on the Washington?
Anybody who plays free safety. Anybody who plays free safety is the weakest link. Because if y'all actually watch the freaking game, you actually listen to me when I talk, they consistently target the left side of the field. That is the weakest spot on the field for us. The left side. We don't have a free safety at all. That is the weakest spot. So it's easy to move a ball on us when you have Kendall Fuller over there. 1, and you have no free safety. 2.
Kendall Fuller had a couple of nice plays.
Whoop-de-doo. I gave him credit. Whoop-de-doo. Okay. He's going to get up against Valdez, Scantling, and Sky Moore. Like, what? Okay.
A couple of fast receivers, though.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm not this Valdez, Scantling, and Sky Moore. Okay. The free safety position, you didn't address it in the draft the last 2 years. You did not address it. Don't tell me Percy Butler and Derek Forrest was addressed in the position, because you came out and said that Derek Forrest was specifically drafted for special teams. So you didn't address it then, and then you didn't address it now. Free safety position will continue to forever be the biggest problem for me. You can fix linebacker. Go call Landon. You can't fix the free safety position.
Landon can't cover a soul either.
You don't need him to cover. So last year, when he was put in that role, what did he do? He balled out. That's when we're good. That's what we're missing right now. They can always call Landon. What you gonna call for free safety? It's nothing you can literally do at free safety right now, other than a trade. And you're probably not gonna do that.
Well, until we call for a linebacker, the linebacker spot is our weakest link.
Well, we disagree to disagree.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I can't disagree with neither one of y'all. Because Cole Holcomb was straight trash can water. He was Garbola juice last week. He was horrible. He was straight trash can water. Throw the whole linebacker away in the trash and don't miss him. And as for Mr. McCain, with his little peanut head looking, he was trash. Trash can water. I don't care he caught 4 picks last year. He caught 2 on Jake from State Farm, the most giving man in the darn world. And he caught another one on another bump. Okay? And who was it? Teddy Bridgewater he caught a pick on? Bump. And only caught 1 legit pick on Brady. He got one. He got one. Everybody gets one.
This is an interesting play that Roger brings up. Cam got burnt in the middle of the field. Cam, that was a interesting. Honestly, that one goes to Jeris, because Jeris was right with the free safety. Bobby McCain was the single high safety on that play, and he just cheated way too far to the left, which then left Cam in a struggling situation, because Cam was faking a blitz. He was acting like he was blitzed, so then he had to come screaming across the field to even get close to that defender. So it was actually solid by Cam Curl to get. It wasn't like Cam Curl was in front of him and just let him get beat deep. No, Cam Curl was trying to disguise his coverage, acting like he was going for a blitz, and then screamed up there. Bobby McCain needs to be in the middle of the field there, the rangy free safety, as Sway Run once said. He was just cheating way too far to the left and gave up the middle of the field. And because William Jackson was playing underneath coverage and Cameron Curl was playing underneath, and Bobby McCain was just way out of position.
100% fact. Bobby McCain's trash. I've been done with him. He's trash. Been done with him for a while now. He's trash. And Cole Holcomb did not look much better on Saturday. Sorry.
Cole Holcomb looked worse. He was horrible.
I ain't gonna hold you. He was bad, bro. He was absolutely horrible. So I'm not talking about these fools because these fools gonna make me mad. I don't want to talk about these fools no more.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta talk about Jeris's guy, also my guy, Sam the Goat Howe, as Jeris would say. And he came a little bit back down to earth this past week. I threw up a game-sealing interception. I was a little inaccurate on a couple of throws. Had a couple of drops too. Some people were dropping ball, Deion Brown, but good guy was dropping passes and things of that nature. Do he still have a chance to win this QB2 job, or is he just going to be relegated to the third string quarterback? I'll start with Jeris.
Man, he already won QB2. This ain't even up for debate. I ain't worried about Sam Howell. For what I seen, he did have a few better passes. He had a miscommunication with the receiver. But some of the throws that he was making, especially that one to Dax Milne for that touch, to put him in position for that Jared Patterson, that you're not getting a better throw than that. There was a couple throws he had at Dax Milne where I was like, him and Wentz is the only players that's making that throw in this roster. I love what I see from Howell. I believe it was a miscommunication on the pick. He had a few balls batted down. Outside of that, I didn't feel like he played bad personally.
Sam Howell is the third string quarterback, and that's where he's going to stay. Because also Taylor Heineke played tremendously this last week as well, going at 75% completion percentage, 80 some odd yards, and a touchdown. That is the QB you want behind Carson Wentz in a year that you want to win now. If you didn't want to win now, as I said, if we end up being, like 3-7 at one point and Carson Wentz goes down, fine. Go ahead and throw out Sam Howell and see what you have in a quarterback, because Taylor Heineke is pointless at that point. But if you're in a situation where you need to win 1, 2, 3 games and continue, keep pace with a 6-3 record or even a 5-4 record at some point, and you just want to keep pace and maybe win 2 out of 3 games, you put in Taylor Heineke. And Sam Howell, he could be the future. That's fine. But he showed what is going on. He's going against third stringers. He's a rookie. He's prone to these mistakes. According to Street Scores and PFF, he had 2 interception-worthy throws in game number 1. And then in game number 2, he ends up throwing the pick, and everybody sees it. But he makes rookie mistakes. You don't throw him out there yet unless it's just, all right, it's garbage time. Let's see what we got. But no, he is the third string quarterback, and that's where he will stay.
I don't give a crap about PFF. That's number 1. So he can throw out all that. I hope he's watching. You can continue to throw all that PFF garbage all you want. That PFF garbage is garbage for a reason. If something happened to Wentz, you need to put out Sam Howell. End of story. That's not even up for debate. It should be up for.
I agree, it's not up for debate, but you're just wrong.
It should be Sam Howell by a mile. What's that boy name? Taylor Heineke, stay his butt on the bench. I do not want to see him. Otherwise, our whole team gonna be hurt. So I'm good on him.
Taylor Heineke did put 2 guys in some precarious positions.
You got Cam Sims smoked.
Got them pop.
He can't see.
Like soda.
Another thing.
They're the same height.
Another thing.
Fact.
Sam Howell athleticism is a difference maker. They need to start.
He's kind of athletic as well.
Taylor Heineke,
he's not as athletic as Sam
Howell. With his legs.
He's not as athletic as Sam Howell is.
That's fine. It doesn't have to be, but he's plenty athletic.
Sam Howell, you can open up that playbook nasty with him.
You got a better arm.
Nasty.
You got a better arm.
Yeah, but if you're trying to just open up the playbook, fine. But if you're trying to win games, you bring in Taylor Heineke. You want the experience.
You want to run with Brian Robinson. Run a read option. Can you imagine Gibby and Sam Howell running read options?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
Ain't that kind of
read option. You keep it.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh. Even with JD. Even with JD.
So you want to run the Cam Newton offense with
Oh
Sam
my
Howell?
gosh.
Is what you want. We literally want to go back to 2015.
We ran read options with Sam Howell in the preseason game, last game. Literally, we ran read
I know,
options.
but you're saying that's what we need to do. Is if Carson Wentz
I'm
goes
not
down,
saying
go to 2015
I'm not
Carolina.
saying give it a heavy dose. I'm saying you just implement that within the game plan. Because you have to account for his legs. If you don't, he will go 20, 30 yards. If you don't account for it in a hurry. So I'm just saying.
You keep Taylor.
You keep Sam the GOAT Howell.
Yeah, you keep
That's how
both,
I feel.
but Taylor Heineke's the backup until we're out of the playoff.
Oh, yeah, then you might as well go 0-16 and take it then.
He's 17 games this season, bro. But okay, let's get to the next topic.
Oh, well, that's even worse.
Next topic.
Yeah.
If I gotta mute one of y'all. So no. So next topic on the docket. This is probably actually my favorite topic of the whole evening, and we're going to talk about Mr. Shaka Tony, as he flashed last week, and has flashed a little bit last year as well. Had some decent performances last year when he was filling in for Mr. Young and Mr. Sweat as they were hurt or going through. They were going through. Is Shaka Tony the most underrated pass rusher on this team? And I'll start with Jared. If not, if so, why?
I ain't seen Shaka Tony do anything that game. He didn't pop off my screen at all. So, I mean, he'd probably be a good third string edge because he ain't James Smith Williams to me. KT Hill, he probably better than him. But I ain't seen much from Shaka. I seen him on special teams. He popped off on special teams for me. But in the game, I ain't seen nothing from Shaka Tony really that made me say, oh, watch out. Like,
It's called his speed. That's what he's shown on Saturday. Was he could just destroy a left tackle, and he got around the edge when he unfortunately face masked Matt Corral last week too. He was the one that got the face mask, but he's a guy that you could bring in on only one down, and that's third down, or in a 2-minute offense where you're not expecting a lot of run, right? Or 2-minute defense, like going against the 2-minute offense. But he is not an every down lineman. But you asked if he's one of the most underrated pass rushers, and I think he could actually be a really good pass rusher. He's shown that consistently, but he's a utility guy on defense. You bring him in on one particular play, type of play, and that's it. And he definitely has the speed to get around tackles. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's shown it consistently.
I'm going to definitely take Tim's take on that one. I definitely completely agree on that one. I don't usually take sides on this show, but I am a Shaka Tony stan. He is a Penn State alum.
You don't have to say you're
I'm a
taking my
Penn State
side.
fan.
That's a given. You gotta just say you gotta say you're taking Jeris' side sometimes, just to make it seem balanced.
It's the first time I'm taking anyone's side on this show, so just stop it, okay?
Yeah,
it's complete bias because he's from Penn State. Okay, leave me alone. But he's the only guy on this roster that shows some type of bend when he rushes. I noticed that Chaser had no bend at all, none. Montez has no bend at all, none. Shout out to Rio for pointing that out, by the way, too. I did peep it, but Rio did point out as well. Shout out to Rio from Rio Robson, Random Rio YouTube channel. But James Smith has a little bit of bend, but it's not like I'm gonna get this quarterback. It's a little slant. Shaka Tony, the only guy on this roster, got a legit bend on his whole roster. Period. William Brady King don't got it. CS2 don't got it. None of them got it but Shaka. And I completely agree with you that he's a specialist. Kind of like on a basketball team when you have a 3-point specialist. It's the guy that comes off the bench, light up for 3. Ask Kyle Crover. He's been a specialist his whole darn career. That's what I think Shaka Tony is, a specialist. On third down, hey, go get the quarterback, bro. Okay. Bend. Get QB. He ain't no run stuffer. He's not going to do that. He's too small. He's not going to do any first and second down stuff. That's facts. And I agree with Tim on that. But on third down, when you need a sack and you need an extra additional pass rusher, Shaka Tony could bring that for you. So I completely agree with Tim as well.
and if Michael Starkey, what he just said is true, where he showed that he could cover in the Senior Bowl, then absolutely he needs to be moved to linebacker because that's That's what we need. We don't need more edge rushers. We need more linebackers. And if Shaka could do that, great. I don't know if he can do that. I'm not familiar with that.
Put him out there.
At Penn State, he did a little bit of it.
I tell you
He
what,
doesn't
it
excel at
can't be worse than what we got. I promise you. It's that bad.
Call Lando.
It's fine.
Which I don't understand why they haven't yet.
Gang, I agree with you. One trick pony, that's completely fine. I don't care. But he's a good one trick pony. That's all you need.
Call Lando.
He just can't be an every down end because if you
Oh, yeah,
run
I
against
agree
him,
with
he's
you.
just
No,
going to
every
get
down
destroyed.
I just disagree.
So us in Jacksonville are going to potentially lose all 3 of our preseason games. Does the preseason even matter in general? And does it matter to these 2 teams? Start with Jeris.
To what 2 teams? Us?
Us and the Jaguars. We're both 0-2 in the preseason.
Well, they're 0-3. And
They're
they're
0-3.
going against a team they're probably going to lose against, and then we're going against the Ravens.
Yeah,
I'll tell you who they're going against. But go ahead, Jeris.
I think it means a lot for the defense more so than the because you already know who the starters are. You know who the depth pieces are for offense pretty much. I think Dak, whatever that boy name is, Milne, I think he solidified himself clearly over Erickson, even though Erickson did look good at times. One thing that I'm looking for is I don't know who the heck is the kick returner or punt returner because none of them look good at all. The defense, like I said, that's pretty much what you want to look at. Okay, like for me, it's no Tim Settle on here. There's no man Ioannidis. Fedarian Mathis looks like trash. We have problems. I mean, the only bright thing about this is going to be watching Sam Howell. That's it. And then maybe you might have a superstar player that comes out of it. Primarily, it's probably going to be a receiver that's going to come out of this. That's going to flash. But I feel like on defense, you get another look at Steven Parker, who I think should make this team.
I need Milo Eifler to stand out.
The last game I seen from him, he's kind of confused at times. He doesn't understand offenses. That's what I've seen from him. But like I say, Steven Parker is somebody to watch out for on defense to make the team. And then I think somebody on offense, primarily receivers, going to put their name in the hat to make it extremely hard for them to say, you getting cut. But that's me.
I don't think the preseason matters for either team here. Especially, I think Jacksonville's not starting a lot of I think they played a little bit of starters this last week, but Jacksonville is actually a team that's pretty interesting as long as they stay healthy. I don't think they're going to win their division or anything, but they can win 7, 8, even 9 games in a surprising way and really upset some teams. They have a lot of young talent on that team.
Yeah, they got a little ways to go. I think they need a receiver.
True. Because right now they have, Christian Kirk and Laviska Shenault, I guess.
He's pretty good. That's two. That's two good
Etienne,
They need a bona fide one.
They also have Dan Arnold at tight end,
who I love.
So I don't know. They're an interesting young team, but I think they're a year or two away. Obviously, it depends on Trevor Lawrence, because I said the same thing about the Bengals last year, and it ended up being completely wrong because Joe Burrow looked tremendous and they beat teams like the Chiefs, and good for them. But anyway, I think that we should still be the favorites going into this game against Jacksonville. And I don't care what the preseason's showing right now. There's hardly anything you could take away from the preseason. Only reason we're complaining about the defense like we are is because we've seen that last year and it's continuing. If this is just something that I'm just seeing for the first time, I wouldn't care nearly as much. Kind of like Cameron Curl getting beat in a couple of plays. Okay, so what? I know this guy can ball at the next level. Or at this level, rather. So I think we should be still with the favorites, and I don't care that we're going to probably be a combined 0-7 in preseason, because that literally means nothing. Especially because we're a second-half football team. We've been that way since Ron Rivera's gotten here, and none of our starters have played in the second half. So how do you know what kind of team we have yet considering we seem to be make great adjustments at halftime and end up winning the second half more often than not, which we haven't done at all this preseason because the starters aren't in. But that's how I feel about the preseason so far.
At the end of the day, it is just preseason, but I do. I am a little worried about Jacksonville. I'm not like as worried as other fans are, but I'll play this. If we lost week 1, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. Cause we always play down to our competition. We've seen it too many times as Washington fans. Jeris, don't do that. Don't do that because you've seen your darn self. You've been alive long enough to see 09.
It's a new era.
Lions team losing.
It's a new era.
It's happened, bro. It's happened.
Command the nation, stand up.
They better stand up in week 1. Come going to that darn game. They lose a Jacksonville.
And we gonna blow them out by 14. Book it. We gonna blow them out by 14. We gonna give them
41-7.
Matter of fact, screw that. We gonna give them a 17 McNugget.
We're gonna give them a 17
piece. 35. 14. I don't know if that equal up to 17 because my math is off. 35-17.
It's an 18.1.
Whatever. Give me some.
They need to give them the Giannis 50-point Chick-fil-A nugget.
We're gonna blow them out.
All right. Don't do that. I'm gonna be angry.
We're gonna blow them out.
Damn myself. And we're gonna throw hands.
We're gonna blow them out badly.
Better. Shoot. Let's get these power rankings. We gotta get up out of here. So
the free agents.
Free. So
and then we'll end it after that. We won't do the power rankings this week. It's fine. We're over already.
Free agents.
What free agents are you looking to sign for the Commanders? We're gonna start it with Tim.
All right. So I wrote down 4 different dudes, and really it's just 2 positions. Okay, and the one, as I've been complaining about, is linebacker. And at this point, I just want somebody that's a veteran because we have young athletic guys already. So I don't care if you find some raw athletic talent. We've clearly shown that we struggle to develop these guys anyway. Like Cole Holcomb's a great athletic freak. Jamin Davis is an athletic freak. Milo Eiffeler's very athletic. We have athleticism in the linebacker room. We need a veteran presence, and I think it was Bod or somebody mentioned it already in there, which is Dante Hightower. Could be a guy that we bring in for some veteran leadership that actually understands the position. KJ Wright is still out there, according to he hasn't retired or anything, right? He's still out there according to Spot Track. I would look at him for sure. And then another guy that played well in Denver back in the day was Danny Trevathan. He played for Chicago last year, and if Danny Trevathan wants to come over here, that'll be fine. So those are 3 linebackers I'm looking at. Obviously, Logan coming back from tight end is good for us, and we have good young tight ends. But if it continues to have health problems at the tight end position, I want to bring in Jesse James. I think he could be a great dual threat as far as he's a great blocker and a serviceable guy in the through the air in receiving. I remember the huge stiff arm he had in the Steelers a few years ago. And then I also know that he punked Chase Young on a play when he played for Detroit in the blocking game. So the guy can do both. And if we need a tight end, Jesse James is a guy I'm staring at hardcore. So those are my guys.
Boy, jive. Eric Flowers and Lando. That's the 2 guys we need to get on this roster. Pronto. Immediately. E-Flow and Lando. Fixes a lot of things. That's what we need in Washington.
And as for me, I definitely agree with Eric Flowers, actually. I don't trust Trey Turner. It's like this
He didn't even play yet.
I don't trust him. That's the point. He hasn't practiced yet. He hasn't put in a darn uniform yet. That's my problem. So yeah, go get E-Flow. I agree with that. I saw a name in this comment section. Shout out to Roger Smith, the OG. Reggie Ragland, a guy that
I read his name earlier too.
Very interesting name as well. Dante Hightower was cool. I've heard that one as well. Shout out to Tim. He said that before this video, so shout out to Tim for that one. Mm-hmm. Even the guy, was it Alexander Johnson, AJ Johnson? Yeah, he's cool. There's a couple of linebackers that I'm kind of interested in.
I just want a veteran at this point.
I want a veteran linebacker.
A 24-year-old athletic guy. I want a guy with knowledge of defense and understanding that hopefully could be the quarterback of our defense, because that is what we're lacking more than anything, is a quarterback of the defense. And that's what we need, because Cole ain't it. Give us a quarterback of the defense.
Disagree.
Well, you're fake news.
Just disagree.
Yeah, but I think that's about it for the show tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to the JT&P UnCut YouTube channel if you haven't done so. Also subscribe to all three of our own individual channels: 10 for the 10 Sports Talk, Road to 4K on the way. Also, Jeris from the corner, Road to 2K on the way, and also subscribe to the Protech Sports Network. Road to 3K on the way. Appreciate all the subscribers that I've gained lately, and all you guys have subscribed to all our three of our channels and all the support on this show. We will be back Thursday at 7 p.m. sharp. Do not miss it. Do not lack. Do not be late on the best show debate show on YouTube. No cap. And the best sports debate show in sports media. Honest people got nothing on us. First take. What's first take? What's that? First things first. What? Get that mess up out of here. Shout out to the goats in the building, man. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys be easy. Salute to all of y'all. Guys, have a great evening. Enjoy Desmond Ritter tonight. And as Tim will say, see ya. We'll catch you on next one.